fancy,
Just jazz
are
it up. Make it different.
Jazz her up. Jazzercise
Gotta keep it
it up.
interesting. Jazzercise it up.
Jazzercise it up, man. Come on. Woo! Hello, Cinema Peeps.
Hello, Cinema Peeps.
I just started watching a bit of the last episode you edited, and I'm yawning in that one too, so I guess I'm just trying to make this a consistent theme. Thank goodness.
Consistency is key, man.
My yawning, consistent. No matter when we fucking do this. Late at night or...
You're either people are going to think you're narcoleptic, or we're just real boring.
Real boring. We're real boring. Real
Don't
boring.
say that.
I'd like to interrupt this program because I wanted to share my thoughts on the new Batwoman casting.
Oh, yes. Tell us your thoughts.
Okay, so I think I sent you that thing on Instagram at like what, 4 a.m?
Maybe.
This is probably why I don't have enough sleep.
I would have seen it when I was like conscious to the world, so whenever
Correct.
you sent it.
I'm pretty sure it was like 4 a.m. on a Sunday.
Cool.
And they had announced, I'm not really prepared. And that they said that they recasted and they were going to have Kate Kane. Now,
yes, Kate Kane was going to return, but it was not going to be Ruby Rose.
Correct. I thought I recognized this actress. Apparently, I was wrong. I looked at her IMDb and I knew nothing from her. So I guess she just had one of those faces where I was like, she does look familiar. And yet, I don't know. Apparently, I just did not. But so up to that point, though, I had not caught up.
I also am not caught up on Batwoman.
Okay, how far are you? What was the last episode do you remember?
The last thing I remember was oh my god, I don't even know. I'm pretty sure the last thing that I can physically remember was when Alice got, like, she was with that guy in the car and she kept having those like weird like premonitions with him. Oh,
you are very okay.
Yeah, I'm pretty far behind.
Ah, shoot, this is gonna make me sound crazy then. I don't know, how much do you care for being spoiled for the next couple episodes?
Go for it. It'll help me skip some steps.
Okay. So I think I was technically 2 behind.
Mm-hmm.
And Sunday's when it airs, so I was gonna be like 3 behind. And so I had saw that post, and so I had sent it to you. Yep. And my thought process at the time was like, kind of like everybody else's, I guess, is like, what role is she gonna play on the show?
Yeah.
Because I was thinking about it, and I was like, she could be like a mentor-ish type to Ryder, but it also, in my mind, doesn't make sense because she was only doing it for a year. I'm not saying she wouldn't have valuable info, but it just seems weird to do that, I guess.
Yeah.
So I was like, what is she gonna do? And so then we zoom a couple episodes. Ryder was not doing so hot. She real sick and dying.
Oh, right, with the kryptonite?
Yes. So then Alice goes to island that I already forgot name to save her sister.
I keep calling it Nanda Parbat just because that's what it is in Arrow, and I'm like, it's kind of similar to that storyline, so...
I guess close enough.
It's the Bahamas.
The Bahamas. Yeah, there's like a beautiful, luscious forest in Vancouver, but you know.
Yeah, that's how they do it.
We're not gonna judge. And basically, I already forgot the crazy lady who runs the whole island promised
Sophia?
Alice. Yeah, was like, hey, you could see your sister. You gotta kill this guy. And then it turns out she didn't even have her sister. I was like, you dirty.
Ooh.
I also, slight side note, I just enjoy how 2 crazy characters are like, well, guess what? I won. He was like, I'm gonna fuck with you. And you're like, okay, Alice is unhinged. What do you think she's going to do to you? You know what I mean? Like, what? I mean, I get it. She was scorned, whatever. She was hurt. But also, like, you're dealing with completely psychotic people. Why would you push them? Anyway. So then Alice is something bad. Everyone's sad. And then right, so I'd heard the cast, so I sent you the post that Sunday. I had watched that episode later on the day, and so I was very confused. I was like, wait, so what?
So, well, because I heard, based off of, I think it was the trailer that my dad was talking about, that they found her with like bandages on her face or whatever.
Yes, that was also very confusing because that's what it cuts to at the end of that episode, and I'm like, huh? And so at that point, I thought maybe Alice was maybe trying to reconstruct a new sister, maybe because she doesn't think with the faces. But then it turns out that she's alive and in a prison with Black Mask, I guess. I don't know. And now they're brainwashing her, I guess. So.
Okay.
You're going to get to that point and you too will be like, huh, plot, I see.
Interesting. Okay, cool.
So they might make her a villain, so I mean that could be kind of cool, I guess.
Interesting, yeah. I feel bad that, you know, like I know like last episode we were kind of talking how, you know, you said that the most recent crisis, the Crisis on Infinite Earths crossover, really kind of fucked everything up for the rest, like the storylines for each individual show. So I feel kind of bad because I feel like Batwoman came in. I mean, obviously the circumstances were unavoidable, but like she kind of came in at a bad time because now her whole show is just completely a big mess. Like, you know, we were just trying to get established with Ruby Rose and like try to like, you know, root for her character, and then she, you know, took off. And now we have to reestablish that character plus like more characters. And right now it seems more of like Alice's show than it is anything else. Yeah. Which is still good because that actress is a phenomenal actor. But yeah, so it's just, I just feel so bad.
Yeah. And the last episode, it ended in this weird thing with Alice. And I was like, okay. Again, I get that she's crazy, but it was just like, I don't know. The material she was given, I was like, okie dokie then. I mean, like you said, I think she does a great job. Oh, but sometimes what she is given, you're like, okay. Just very weird. So I'm curious how it's going to go, but I think there's a week off now. Now that I've caught up, of course, there's a fucking week off, but you know.
Okay, good. I've got a week to catch up.
Right? Real easy. Just pew, pew, pew. To be fair, I was on the treadmill, and I'm pretty sure I missed some of the dialogue, but like I don't also feel that I didn't miss too much, so there you go. Yeah. My loud-ass feet. Clonk, 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 clonk.
And now I'm like overwhelmed because I don't know if they're going to stick with this, but Supergirl premieres tonight. As well as The Flash and Superman and Lois. So I'm like, really? Are you going to keep it that way? Because like, just seems like a lot to have 3 shows, 3 on a Tuesday. Like DC superhero shows back to back. Yeah. And I wonder which one's going to start first. I'm assuming Supergirl's probably going to be first.
Interesting. Yeah, that does seem like a lot.
Right? So I'm wondering if they're just premiering her today to get the views because everybody's already watching Flash and Superman and Lois. So if they put her in that time slot, they're going to be going, okay, well, I've got to wait for the other 2 shows anyway, so I'll watch her, right? And then maybe they'll switch it over to her own airtime, but
yeah, it seems weird just because it's her final season, right? And like she's been around for what? This is season 6 for her, the final season? Season 6. Yeah. So like she's been around for 5 seasons. Like I don't know if she really needs the boost. Right? Like something like Batwoman, who probably needs it. Yeah. Combining with Another Day with Another Show makes sense in my mind, but. Right? Alright. Yeah. They were just like, I gots to.
I do not know.
Although, oh my goodness. I watched Flash last night. What the actual turd fuck was that at the end? Again, I know I said I won't judge the shows for, like, CG, but that was the most disgusting thing I've ever seen in my life.
Right? I know.
I couldn't tell you what I saw or what it was.
It was confusing.
It was a thing, and I was like...
I just remember, like, before the episode aired, Zen and I were saying, like, she's like, I really dislike the episodes that have Grodd and King Shark in it. She's like, they just aren't interesting to me. She's like, you know, the episode that had Tom Felton in it for whatever season he was in was okay. But every time Grodd or King Shark comes in for an episode, she's like, oh, it's my least favorite episodes. And so this thing, whatever, this weird giant thing came in, and she's like, oh, God.
Not another thing.
Yeah.
Well, because what was it? Abracadabra, who I completely forgot about. I was like, oh yeah, you're a person. And I forgot. Said a name. I already forgot what name he said. Omar. No. What the fuck was it?
I don't remember.
It was some name, so I thought that was that guy. Maybe.
Oh, yeah.
But still, don't know who that guy is. Don't know what this rolling turd is. So really. It's just, I was like, where are the Power Rangers? I thought the Power Rangers were gonna come.
Well, did you see the announcement that Grant put on his story today?
No.
So he announced that, do you know who Jordan Fisher is?
Oh, you're welcome. Dude?
Maybe?
I thought him and Lin-Manuel did that cover song for Disney's Moana.
Oh, yeah, maybe. He was in, like, To All the Boys I Loved Before, I'm pretty sure. I think.
Okay.
But he's a pretty popular actor-singer, I think? I'm doing so well right now, right?
I think he's popular.
I think he's popular, yeah. But he...
Nailing it.
He's going to be playing Bart Allen on the show. They've signed him on as Bart Allen, which is apparently Barry's and Iris's son.
No! So, what, we're gonna do Nora dirty like that?
Well, okay, so I don't know for sure. Maybe they'll clarify it tonight. I'm hoping we're gonna get some answers pretty soon in the future. But his speedster name is Impulse. He's the fastest boy alive, or whatever they called him, teen alive. So I don't know if he's gonna be one of those colored lightnings that happened, and he's gonna be the first, and he like is kind of gonna pull a Nora and like run back in the past and be like, "Hey, I'm your son." Or I was saying to Zena, maybe Barry runs into the future again, and instead of Nora, we get Bart this time. Or people are speculating that he's just the second child, so that Nora is still around.
He better be the second child. We're not pulling a Diggle situation.
Right?
Where he magically has a daughter and then surprise, not anymore.
All of a sudden it's a son, yeah.
I like how they addressed it to in like 2 seconds. So like, what changes? Like your baby. What do you mean about my baby?
Yeah. He's like, how's baby Sarah? He's like, don't you mean John?
Everyone's like,
like, oh shit.
I mean, always excited for speedsters, but not excited if they're gonna ditch Nora.
Yeah, which I hope they don't, because she was a good addition to it, so...
Right? Also,
we'll see what happens.
Bart? What the actual fuck?
I know, right? Bart.
I think of Bart Simpson.
I know.
I don't feel you could ever use that name. Genuinely.
Bart?
that's so weird.
That's short for Bartholomew. In Smallville, Barry Allen, like the Flash, his name is Bart in Smallville and not Barry. So, yeah.
Weird. Smallville, weird.
Yeah. Weird. I will admit, his like that version of the Flash in the show was very weird, especially like having been established to, this Barry. It was like, because he's like a thief, right? He's a kid, and he's a thief the entire time, so he uses his speed to like pickpocket people, and it's like,
he's smart.
Yeah,
that's smart.
So yeah, I guess we'll see this season what's to come with Bart Allen and the West Allen family.
Yes, like I said, as long as Nora is still around somehow, they didn't have to show her. They just have to be like, oh yeah, that's my big sis or something, or my little sis. I don't care.
Though I feel like the actress would totally be down to come back for an episode.
Oh, for sure.
Because she's from Calgary.
Is she?
Yeah, she's from Calgary.
Damn.
Yep.
Damn. That's awesome. So yeah, double reason why do not kick her off. I will be upset.
Exactly. Right? We've got so many Canadian superheroes now. We've got Oliver Queen, Stephen Amell, Oliver Queen, he's the Arrow. We've got Nora Allen, she's a speedster, she's XS, she's Canadian. Come on, we got Lois Lane from Smallville, she's from Calgary, she's Canadian.
Is she? Damn.
Yeah. Yep.
Also forgot about Robbie Amell.
Firestorm, Canadian. Felicity Smoke, she's also Reverse Flash is Canadian. Look at all the Canadian actors. Come on.
Isn't Tom Cavanaugh?
Yeah, Tom Cavanaugh. He's Canadian.
Mm-hmm. Man, feel so proud.
Right? So many Canadian superheroes.
We need them. We need them now more than ever.
Hell yeah, we do.
Oof. Okay, well, I'll be less mad now, but still, like I said, I'll be upset if they just, like, wipe her off entirely.
Yeah, me too.
If they're like, crisis, I'm gonna be like, then I will officially dub it the worst crossover ever.
Right? The worst thing they could do is continue to use crisis as an excuse for why everything's different.
Correct.
Yeah.
And I'm also, what was my thought? I also don't know if it's because, again, cut down for Corona and all that stuff, but, like, I was really hoping, like, Cisco was talking about how he was going to go to, like, Atlantis. So I was hoping we were actually going to see that. But no, it's just like, hey, I have Atlantean technology now. I'm like, we weren't going to ever see it?
Yeah.
Like, meet anybody? Really?
Right?
No?
You know how cool it would be if Jason Momoa just, like, you know, they got Ezra Miller on there. If they get Jason Momoa or, like, even Gal Gadot, we need, like, a good, like, Wonder Woman or Aquaman, like, cameo on the show. That would be amazing. I attempted to do these space buns today.
I noticed.
I'm trying to be hip with the kids.
All those kids.
I just don't understand, like, all those, there's, like, so many TikTok videos of people who, like, the girls who do their hair like that. I'm like, how? How do you do that? How do you have that much hair? How? And they're just like, oh yeah, it's easy. And I'm like, like, this took longer than I'd like to admit to try to do, and it's not even, like, it's, like, mediocre.
You know what, though? The important thing is that you tried.
Thank you.
You're like, you know what? I'm gonna fucking attempt it. I don't care if it looks like trash. I've been rocking the same shit since 2000 and I don't even know. I've never attempted. I think the craziest I got was I got red and gold highlights in my hair. That is about as crazy as it got.
Red and gold highlights. Nice.
They're very faint, but, you know, it's very pretty. But, yeah.
Ooh, I need to see a picture of this.
That was about as crazy as I got, man.
I need to see a picture of this.
I'll have to see. Like, it wasn't, like, really big streaks in the hair, but it was, like, little strands and stuff to give it some
that's
dimension.
Cool. That's cool. In grade 5, I had the big, chunky, like, blonde streaks. Because at first, my hairdresser did it, and it was okay. But then my mom and her friend thought that they could do just as good a job with some wine. So, they tried to do the highlights in my hair, and I had these big tiger stripe, like, blonde streaks in my hair. It was awful.
Oh,
yeah.
No. God damn.
It was not fun.
Well, I was also rocking a really short bob for, like, ever until maybe like grade 7, maybe. I have a picture. I'm pretty sure I've showed you the picture, and then the reason why I grew my hair out longer was because the hairdresser made fun of me. She's like, you look like a 70-year-old grandma. But I mean, looking at the picture, I'm like, yeah, I do.
Oh no. Oh no.
It was like my little fro, but, like, yeah. It was rough.
Oh no. Yeah, the other day I was looking at a photo of me from, like, grade 10, I think, and my bangs were just atrocious. Like, I looked like I had a mullet. It was awful. I'm like, why did I go out in public like this? Oh my god.
I mean, I ask myself that every day. For some reason, I still go out in public, so I guess.
Hey, you have the most gorgeous hair I've ever seen. Natural, gorgeous hair.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. My god. Just
you're gorgeous.
You're gorgeous. You're gorgeous.
You're gorgeous.
Although I think at some point I'm going to have to get a haircut. I haven't got one since quarantine started, and probably beyond.
It's okay, you're not the only one. There's plenty of people who have not gotten a haircut since quarantine.
Right? And I mean, it's doing okay, but I can definitely feel in the shower, like when it gets wet, I'm like, Jesus, Murphy, where's it going?
Oh, it's like really heavy?
Yeah, or it's just very long. So it's very deceiving. Because I don't feel like right now, like I have a lot of hair. Mm-hmm. But then when I have a shower, I'm like, oh, it's very long, but because it's nice and curly, it goes, sucks right back up in and makes curls.
See, you could probably do really good with the TikTok hair stuff because you have the density of hair and the length of hair. So you could probably nail some of these looks.
Some of these crazy looks. I don't know. That just seems like too much effort for me. Too much effort.
It's true. It's true.
Way too much work. What was I thinking about the other day? Oh, yeah, because I know we were going to talk about film school, but I think what got me on this tangent was because we were talking about the one episode we were talking about outfits we used to wear.
Oh yeah,
in school. So that I was thinking about it, and I know I think you said you've watched What Not to Wear before.
Yes.
Great show.
Mm-hmm.
I still live by their advice. Good advice.
Was it Stacy and Chad?
Clinton.
That's Clinton. It. I knew it started with a C.
But you, how dare you? But I was thinking about it, and I remember, like, at the time, like, I really enjoyed What Not to Wear. Because it had, like, the beginning segment, which was always, like, very funny. But obviously, if you were in that situation, you would probably be crying. Because you're like, no, these are my clothes. Why?
Right.
And they go through, like, the journey of, like, self-discovery. At the end, everyone's like, yay, you're pretty. Yay. You know, it's all great and all. But there was another show, I think sometimes it would air around the same time, or at least when reruns happened, it would always be in the same vein with What Not to Wear. And I believe it was called 10 Years Younger.
Oh, okay.
And I didn't like that show as much.
No.
Mostly because they found people, put them in a glass box, and supposedly in the middle of the street so strangers would judge them. And then the TV crew would ask them. Yeah. And I was like, okay, first of all, rude. Second of all, what the fuck? Who gives a shit what these people think, you know?
Yeah.
And I get it. And I don't mean, it's gonna sound bad. They would pick, like, the most homeliest people they could, you know? And then they'd be like, oh, and then the idea was, like, how old do they think they look? So they might grab someone who's 38, but they're like, oh, they look like they're 50. Oh, yeah. Oh, boy. You know? But then their solution was, like, let's pour $10,000 into, like, lipo, Botox, whitening, getting them. Sometimes they got new teeth. Yeah. Or, like, bleach their teeth, haircut, and new clothes. And then again, they put them in the box, and then the strangers would judge them, be like, wow, look at you now. And they're like, did you look 10 years younger from your actual age, or how people perceived that you looked? And I just wasn't a fan of that. Yeah. Because, first of all, you're asking what strangers think of you, and strangers are mean. I don't know. They think they're just mean. Yeah. And second of all, I feel like they were changing them so much. You know, again, with the liposuction, with the Botox. I mean, I don't want to judge people who use those things. If you want to use it, go ahead. But it just, it felt, at least in the context of the show, they weren't worthy of these strangers' approval if they didn't do, like, shit like this.
Right. And I think that's why a lot of those shows, well, I'm not too sure. I don't watch enough of them anymore, but I feel like a lot of those shows have either evolved or don't, like, air anymore because people are trying to stray away from, you know, we don't want to turn people into what the societal norm is. Yeah. Because everybody's different, everybody's unique. Obviously, you know, first and foremost, your health is important. So take care of that for sure. Do what you got to do to, you know, for that. But you shouldn't feel like you have to completely change your look just to fit in, you know? Yeah.
And especially because, again, the concept of the show, looking 10 years younger, being like, oh, the younger you look, you're perceived as more beautiful.
Exactly, yeah.
Right? Where I at least felt on, like, What Not to Wear, like, they weren't changing the person. They were like, hey, like, they would show them, like, clothing options and be like, hey, listen, like, this kind of cut works best for your body. You know?
Or polka dots and stripes don't go together.
Yeah.
So don't do that.
All day, every day. Horizontal stripes, the worst. Never do. But yeah, it was never about changing them. It was being like, listen, like, you're great the way you are. Because I know for a lot of people, like, they would choose some heavier people because they would be like, oh, well, I'm waiting till I fit into this, like, I don't know, say pair of pants when they were quote unquote skinnier. Yeah, and they were always like, no, dress for the body you have. If you lose weight and do that journey, great. But, like, dress just for who you are, you know? Yeah. Because then you'll look, and you do look better if you choose to dress yourself.
Yeah, it flatters your shape more, right?
Yeah. And then it was always nice at the end when they had, like, the party, even though they clearly, like, I don't know, they cherry-picked the video for the end, but, like, you know, at the end, they were always with, like, their family, and they were always, like, you know, we always knew, like, she was great, you know, we just want her to feel the way we see the person. Yeah. If that makes sense. So just, I don't know, it felt happier, whereas versus 10 years younger, they're like, these strangers think you're hot.
Yeah,
and they're like,
exactly.
Who gives a fucking shit?
Yeah.
Who gives a shit?
Well, I say we petition to get What Not to Wear back on TV, because I feel like that show would go miles nowadays.
Unfortunately, I don't think the two hosts like each other anymore.
Ooh, awkward.
From what I understand.
I guess, like, Queer Eye does that now more.
Yeah.
Because they, like, they're kind of, well, they've always been along that lines. They've never really changed, like, kind of the whole, like, initial purpose of the show. They've just obviously changed the people on the show, right?
Mm-hmm.
But, I feel like they're kind of along that lines, too, where they're like, yeah, dress for your body shape. Let's flatter. Yeah. Let's bring you out more than, like, we don't want you to hide yourself. Let's bring you out.
Yeah. You know? But they also do, like, a house makeover, too, don't they?
Yeah, they also do, like, the house,
they
and they'll teach them how to, like, cook a dish, because they're gonna host, like, either their girlfriend or their friends and family. Like, there's always some sort of situation behind it, which is cute. And it kind of helps, they kind of, like, there's one guy who helps them with, like, their self-confidence. Mm-hmm. So they'll, like, take them out and, like, teach them how to be a little more confident in certain ways. Or, you know, if it's somebody who's more awkward and, like, doesn't know how to converse with people, they'll, like, go out and, like, show them how to converse properly with others. And, yeah. So
it's how you talk to people. I'd be like, hell no. I'm not running away. I'd be like, nope. Goodbye. Fuck you. No talking in public. No more.
Nope.
Yeah, so I guess we don't need to bring it back, but we can just relive the glory days.
Yeah, or at least just bring the message back.
Yeah.
Well, Cinema Peeps, that's the end of our episode. We hope you guys enjoyed today's episode. Give us a like and subscribe to the channel. Comment down below if there's any input you'd like to give on the things we talked about in this episode, or let us know what you'd like to talk about in future episodes. And I think that's it. Is there anything else you want to add, Kaylee?
I'll give you a hint. We'll just talk about ourselves. Watch all the content, be a good human being, and yeah, we'll see you next Tuesday.
See you next Tuesday.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Monkey monkey.
Monkey monkey.
And